שלום. היי. זהו. חזרתי. הגיע הזמן שאני באמת אחזור לעשות דברים. ואחד מהדברים שאני צריך לעשות, אם הלייב יהיה בסדר, זה לפה. הגיע הזמן לחזור ל-investigations. תקביר. למה לא? האייס אטאנו investigations collection! פעם קודמת נשארתי investigation section! לא יודע כזה מה לחשוב, אבל... כן, אני אצטרך להמשיך הלאה ב-About Airlines. במקרה אני סיימתי עכשיו במטוס ועכשיו אני חוזר למטוס. Are you kidding me? אומייגאד, המון זמן אני לא עשיתי את זה. אוקיי. אוקיי, לא כזה ביג דיל. יש לי בערך... מה זה, סלמונלה? אומייגאד. אוקיי. בוא נעשה את זה. 12 למרץ, 1 בצהריים, local time, Hope Springs Airport. בואי. הגיע הזמן לגשת ל-voice acting שלא עשיתי כבר שבוע, אשכרה. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Nero and Miss Millie, I was able to preserve the crime scene. I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Mr. Nero in private. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. Oh! אוקיי, יש לי ניחוש! על פי המוזיקה! כי וואו! I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Yo! Franziska! Let's go! Franziska? I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma. ליטרלי לא עשיתי את הקול שלה כבר כמה שנים. או לפחות שנה אחת בגלל האפולוג'סיס טרילוגי. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would appear a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. Oh! What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I hope to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, this has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed the man? לא אמור להיות! friend, בבקשה? לא ראיתי אותך כבר די בטוח שנה לפחות? אולי אפילו יותר? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I had investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way. The fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I have no intention to. Detective Gumshoe! No. נראה לי זה גמשו. יאללה. Yes, sir! Too slow! Ow! My God. Listen up! I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him. A simple yes or no, detective. Ah, yes, sir. Understood, sir. Just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you excuse me. Oh my God. Okay. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, Detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I am a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. וזה הגמשו theme! Oh my God! Oh boy. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I would say she was, a little too quick, sir. Oh? How so? I rushed it over as soon as I got the word from the affairs, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Izwanka was already here barking out orders at everyone. It's kinda creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's still here in America. רגע, זה confirmed? זה confirmed אייס אטורני נמצא באמריקה? כאילו, כן שמעתי בעצם אייס אטורני, כאילו, זה קצת מחולק לשני חלקים. יש את הגרסה המקורית שזה היפנית, גאיקדן סייבן, ויש את הגרסת האנגלית, פיניקס רייט אייס אטורני. אז לגאיקדן סייבן, העולם הוא בעצם ביפן. אבל פיניקס רייט אייס אטורני, זה בקליפורניה. אמריקה. לא ידעתי שזה אשכרה קונפירמד בגיים. אז זה משהו שצריך לזכור. כן יש, אבל כאילו, מה שכן יש זה... ראיתי. זה שיש דבר כזה שקוראים לו, במקרה של הגרסה האמריקאית, שקוראים לו ג'פניפורניה. כן, נשמע מטומטם, אני יודע. וזה בעצם העולם של האיס אטרני, אבל זה עדיין קורה בקליפורניה. אז... אוקיי, עכשיו נראה שזה סופית confirmed. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss Von Karma just kinda popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details. It's kinda top secrets, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Well, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part is what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking with the people involved in this case afresh. Oh, my bad. Okay. Oh, 137, second floor, first. So you must be the captain. Why, yes, I am. And who might you be? I am the prodigy prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Get friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Oh. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. And well, I would like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip. Bye! Ah! Bye! Okay. חברים. Oh, זה חכמה. Ah! Sorry. I'm so sorry! Oh, זה היה לבלנק? זה היה לבלנק? Now, see here. How long do you intend to hold me? It's impossible for me to be the criminal I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't even have 1 second of wasteful time to spend. LeBlanc? Oh. Sure. Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. Valuable cargo. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Oh. Oh! Jeśli mają, Ken. Mr. LeBlanc, could you please take a look at this for me? Hmm? Oh, it's a Bojanian cloth. As I suspected. Your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from all over this seas for more. Okay. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. You, detective, where can I have my cargo moved? You can have your cargo back when you're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of your police. It is no good. It is no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too. That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Nero. Interesting. Oh, so się to wszystko w czasu. Okay. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my interview much earlier. Quicker than her. Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I would like to speak with Miss Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. May have checked those attendants with your sophisticated talking. But you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Okay. There. Sure. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francisco? Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such a vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break your line of logic fast. Okay. Let's not complicate things and go to the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here at the very lounge. In the very lounge, the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling from the attendant until the body was found, you were in the lounge the entire time. This makes you the likeliest suspect. Second or nothing statement. שמה מתחיל לחשוב שזה זה. שעשינו בעצם במעלית. אותו הדבר שהיה בעצם ב-investigation section. הוא היה בתוך המעלית, כל הסין היה בתוך המעלית. כי זה דיברנו שזה בגלל הטורבולנס. אז כל הסין היה בתוך המעלית. מוזיקה לא עצרה. He was seen. Which is 5 a.m. At like time of death. שזה 6:15, מה אז היה היחיד שהיה כל הזמן הזה? Oh! Oh, I guess I'll guarantee! Because suitcase!
Objection!
הנה! אוקיי. המוח שלי מתחיל לזכור דברים! יופי! It would appear that you did not have all of the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body. Meaning that the real crime scene, the real scene of the crime, is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now, who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me. All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. Coming to the killer slip, it shows that suitcase is a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. Avant Karma is perfect in any way. Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled this suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
Isn't there what is proof of that? Is the proof that the suitcase was moved around? That something being dragged.
Take that!
The spill cape just in front of the elevator. Yes, and I would like to draw your attention to this area here. has the personal killer chug this case through. The
Take that!
look here. Wouldn't you say they look suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from. And pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Bah? Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? Insinuating? Slicha? And I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Prepared and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. רגע! זה כזה פשוט, לא? הפיגי בנק היה אחרי הטורבולנס. זה היה אחרי הטורבולנס.
Objection!
Okay. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the blood in the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder, when the killer fabricated this weapon. But that's not a fabrication! Look at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick out the piggy bank from the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage. In my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks. You there! Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon was found? I didn't find anything. In this lounge or in the shop, they could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Ah! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase. It signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility. And that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Oh. And hold it up on this cabinet, a note? Oh my god. Is older than Miles of a love friend? Bassa. Let me finish. The killer took the bank out of the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case. And this guy, the person you're talking about. Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Is it an arrow? Speaking of which, I recall that you also wished to speak with her. Yes. Very well. Permission granted, but only if I can sit in your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you're welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Miss De Niro's in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Okay. You know. Oh my god. Premise number 3. First floor attendant's room. So, you're the one that poked around inside this place without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual was very unbecoming, you know? What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Oh my god. Ah, sigaret in your open. Miss De Niro? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. You're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? All right. Okay. Oh my god, it's a partner actually. Oh, gumshoe. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain. He only has use for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Millie. Yes, and on top of that, I have mistakenly accused Mr. Edward of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. Oh. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were really able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing I would like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. Interesting. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than her duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. That thing? Suitcase? זה הדבר היחיד שיכול להיות קשור לסוטקייס. If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. Ma? The last one there? Last one? So, you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes! They're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Didn't say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think you got red with your complexion, Mr. Edward. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a little too direct. אתה חושב? Too direct, אתה חושב? Whatever. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated. 2? Well, that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left my shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? חשבתי שזה הופיע בלוג'יק, אין לוג'יק פה בכלל עכשיו? By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. He's used it for a very long time? I think not. Mr. Nero, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. Of course, this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero said. בגלל שיש את המחיר. בדרך כלל אם משתמשים בזה אז יורד המחיר, אז יורד הטיקט. Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? $200! אולי בשביל מזוודה? Oh my god! נראה לי זה יותר מדי מוגזם. What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about this suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in a shop. אין שום סיבה למה שזה לא יהיה בשופ, אבל אני אעשה save. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, I can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... Mika, not a suitcase! What? No logic. What would you lie about the suitcase? Despite having faith in the design, the sales made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming clear. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the flight shop. Seeing as how the price is still on the suitcase, but can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was... a victim? Agby Hicks? The חייב להיות Agby.
Take that!
Okay, לא. או שזה לבלנק.
Take that!
אוקיי, לא. היא קנתה את זה? היא קנתה לעצמה? היא קנתה את זה לעצמה?
Take that!
אומייגאד, היא קנתה את זה לעצמה. $1,200 התבזבז על משהו שהוא 99% useless. יאללה. It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling? And you were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? אבל זה אומר שהיא סתם מבזבזת כסף. Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? It's because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. You weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's the receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly stamped 5:40 a.m. Okay. Truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. Planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too? Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah! How could they? The suitcases were meant to be meant to be faithful partners to passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? The door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, only a special keycard that only crew members have access to. Which means the culprit is someone who can enter this room. Interesting! Eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. ואם טנרו, הנה משהו שהוא קצת אינטרסטינג. אם טנרו היא אשכרה הייתה בשוק עד כדי כך שיצאה את אדג'וור ואז אחר כך מתחרדת, עשתה את כל זה, והיא אשכרה כנה עם הדבר הזה, אז טנרו היא לא יכולה להיות. אם מוחקים את כל האנשים הרגילים, זה משאיר רק את קאמי. כי הקפטן היה בעצם בזה. בתא הטייס, הוא לא היה יכול לגשת לחדר הזה. אז זה רק משאיר את קאמי. Interesting. I can't believe it. Oh. Yes, Francisca? Going on these wild goose chases. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Miles Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. The other attendant, Miss Millie. I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Cisco got information on Miss Millie? In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one? Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Royal Tenero, and only you. Oh. Ah. What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. I don't believe it. What's wrong? It's gone. I knew it. Very clever. Pretending that your car was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Oh, wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. כן, אז לי, היא הרד הרינג. היא הרד הרינג משאיר בעצם את קאמי. משאיר רק את קאמי כסספקט. כי הקפטן לא יכול לעשות את זה. בסדר, ג'וורף. אני לא יכול לעשות כלום. זה אחר כך. זה unknown information. Oh my god. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However... Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, the basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to likewise. כנראה אחר כך, כי אני באמת מתחיל להיות פה עייף. Literally עוד מעט 12 בלילה. To be good, oh my god, that's a perfect! Wow! אשכרה זה perfect! לא ציפיתי לזה! אוקיי, וואו, אשכרה ציפיתי לזה. אז אני אסיים את הלייב של היום פה. אני אסיים את הלייב של היום פה. כי... וואו. למה לא? באמת. בוא נעשה את הלייב של היום פה כבר, סוף כל סוף. תודה רבה שזה היה הרבה יותר קצר הפעם. אז כן. כאן היה ירין, ניפגש בסרטון אוהב הבא, שירי גם גיימס, מקווה שנהנתם. וירין, אאוט. ביי חברים, מקווה שאתם נהנים.